If you only judge a swordsman by his screams, Zenitsu Agatsuma is the worst demon slayer in history. He is a coward, a self-proclaimed womanizer, and he is absolutely convinced he is going to die before he turns 17. But if you listen closely, beyond the crying and the whining, you will hear the sound of thunder.
Today, we aren't just looking at the comic relief. We are digging into the hidden gems of Zenitsu's psychology, the tragic biography of his past, and why this scaredy cat might actually be the most relatable and technically gifted prodigy in the Demon Slayer Corps. This is the full history of Zenitsu Agatsuma. To understand Zenitsu, you have to understand loneliness. Unlike Tanjiro, who was raised in a loving family, or Inosuke, who was raised by boars, Zenitsu was abandoned by his parents very early. He grew up with no guidance, desperate for affection. This desperation led to his first great tragedy. He fell in love with a girl who seemed to accept him. In an attempt to buy her love, he gave her all his money. And what did she do? She took the cash, laughed, and ran off with another man, leaving Zenitsu drowning in debt. That is when his gramps enters the picture. Jigoro Kuwajima, the former Thunder Hashira, paid off Zenitsu's debts and took him in as a disciple. But training under a Hashira was brutal. Zenitsu hated it. He was terrified. And then, in a moment of bizarre cosmic irony, lightning struck him. Literally, while he was panicking and refusing to train, a bolt of lightning turned his black hair bright yellow. It didn't zap his fear away, but it sealed his iconic look. Here is the hidden gem most fans miss. Zenitsu only mastered one form of thunder breathing. His senior Kaigaku learned 5 or 6 forms. By standard metrics, Zenitsu was a failure. But Zenitsu did something unprecedented. He took the first form, Thunderclap and Flash, and perfected it to an art form. He couldn't broaden his arsenal, so he deepened it into 6-fold, 8-fold, and eventually, Godspeed.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
Why is he so loud? Why does he cry so much? Zenitsu possesses superhuman hearing. He can hear the heartbeat of a mouse from a mile away. But he can also hear the emotions inside people's hearts. Think about that. He hears jealousy, malice, hatred, and fear constantly. He isn't just a coward, he is hypersensitive to danger. While Tanjiro smells it, Zenitsu hears the demon coming. And because he has zero self-esteem, his conscious brain short-circuits. And then comes the twist. When Zenitsu falls asleep, his conscious fear shuts down. But his body, trained for years by a Hashira, remembers. Muscle memory takes over. The thunderclap and flash isn't just fast. It is so fast that physics breaks. When he fights asleep, he isn't holding back. The boring, cowardly boy vanishes, and what remains is pure instinct. He doesn't think, he just cuts. But here is the soul of the character. Despite being terrified of dying, Zenitsu is the first to throw himself in harm's way for others. When Inosuke wanted to smash Nezuko's box, Zenitsu, bleeding, shaking, awake, stood in front of him. He told Inosuke, "I heard the sound of Tanjiro's heart. It's pure. I'm going to protect this box until he gets back." That isn't cowardice. That is the highest form of loyalty. Now, we have to talk about the Infinity Castle arc, because this is where Zenitsu graduates from a joke to a legend. After the Mugen Train incident, Zenitsu suffers a loss that breaks his heart. His master, Jigoro, takes his own life to take responsibility for his other student, Kaigaku. The same senior who bullied Zenitsu has become a demon,
an upper rank. For the first time in the series, Zenitsu stops crying. He stops shaking. He finds Kaigaku in the darkness of the Infinity Castle, and he doesn't beg for mercy. He thanks him. He thanks Kaigaku because finally, Zenitsu has a reason to fight while awake. Kaigaku mocks him. "You only know the first form," he sneers. "You are a failure." But Zenitsu reveals the truth. He created a seventh form specifically to kill Kaigaku. Flame lightning, Godspeed.
This is the hidden gem. Zenitsu didn't lack talent, he lacked confidence. When he finally has a goal, vengeance for the man who saved him, he surpasses the Hashira level. He fights awake, he fights angry, and he wins. We can't end a Zenitsu breakdown without talking about Nezuko. Yes, it starts as annoying simping, but break down his words. "I want to marry you so I don't die alone." His love for Nezuko is the first positive emotion that overrides his fear. He isn't just being creepy, he has found a reason to survive. In the manga's epilogue, we see that Zenitsu's gamble pays off. He grows old, he marries Nezuko, he breaks the cycle of loneliness. Zenitsu Agatsuma, the boy who was struck by lightning, abandoned by his parents, scammed by a lover, and mocked by his peers, dies of old age, surrounded by family.
Zenitsu is loud. He is annoying. He is a crybaby. But he is also the truest representation of the series' core theme. Human weakness is not a flaw. Tanjiro is kind. Inosuke is strong. But Zenitsu is us. He is the guy who is terrified of the Monday morning meeting, who feels inadequate next to his coworkers, but who, when his family is threatened, would move heaven and earth to protect them. So the next time you hear him screaming, remember, the thunder is coming, and when he falls asleep, the devil had better run. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. And let me know in the comments, do you prefer awake Zenitsu or asleep Zenitsu?